So it's been over 2 years since we've done a video on how to install games on the Steam Deck. Now, I did have a comment recently asking how can you install Ghost of Tsushima on the Steam Deck. Now, I will go through that game, and I'll also go through another 2 Sony games, which is The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered and Spider-Man 2. Now, just a quick side note here, I do actually in fact own all of these games. Now, if you choose to install these games from, say, a repack site like Doddy's Repack or Fitgirl Repacks, then that is on you. I'm not encouraging it. So the best way to do this is through desktop mode, and of course we're going to set up the dock, keyboard and mouse, etc. Now, I was contacted by iVANKY to showcase one of their new docks, so I thought this is a perfect opportunity to show you the dock, and we're going to get everything set up because it's a really cool dock because it has RGB. So let's go to the top down camera, let's get that dock unboxed, get it all set up, and then we can start the process of installing these repacks on my Steam Deck. So let's do a quick unboxing of the iVANKY RGB dock. Now, just taking a quick look around the packaging, if you have a look at the back, you can see all those ports, and it's got everything, but we'll go over that a little bit later on. On the front of the box, you can see that it does 4K at 128Hz, it has 100 watts power delivery, and of course you can just use the original Steam Deck charger with the dock. So let's open it up and see what you get in the box. Now, of course, you have the main dock itself. You've got some paperwork, instructions, etc., but we never read that. We do have some thumb grips. I think everything comes with thumb grips these days. And then we have the USB-C to USB-C right angle cable. And of course, this is going to go from the dock to your Steam Deck. So let's have a closer look at the dock. There's one single button on the top, and that controls the RGB that goes all the way around the device. It looks really cool. It's got a nice rubbery texture on it, so it sticks to the desk. So looking at the I/O, we have a USB 2.0 port on this side. On the front it says iVANKY. We have a micro and SD card reader on this side. And then if we take a look at the back, we can see we've got loads of ports. We've got the USB port that goes to the Steam Deck itself with this cable here. We have a headphone jack underneath that. Then we have another USB, which is for power delivery. We have 2 USB 3 5 gigabits, HDMI. We have a USB-C 10 gigabit port. We have an Ethernet LAN, and then we have another USB port, which is 10 gigabits. So plenty of I/O on this device. So let's just quickly power the device on and have a look at the RGB. Now, this folding section at the front is really cool. So as you can see, the RGB is all the way around the bottom, and it does light up the desk quite nicely if you do have a white desk. Just look at that. It's so cool. Now, to buy one of these iVANKY docks or for more information, check out the link in the description below. But now it's time to actually get it all set up so we can capture some nice clean footage for you guys. So of course, this is where the dock really does shine, pun intended. So we're going to be setting up this Cloner Alliance capture card. It's really cool. It's got built-in screen. I'll put a link in the description below. But we're going to use a keyboard, a mouse, obviously connect that card, and then connect it to the TV. We've got our little see-through mouse here. We open the dock up, and then we can chuck that Steam Deck in there. It's just going to be so much easier getting these games installed using desktop mode with a keyboard and mouse. So we've got everything set up. We've got a keyboard and mouse to make it nice and easy for us. I've even connected the Ethernet because I am actually going to be dragging these across from my NAS rather than using a USB memory stick, but you can do it that way if you so wish. Now, just before we power it on and start getting into installing these games, just a quick note here, we are going to be doing it in desktop mode on the Steam Deck. And before you do that, just make sure that your Steam Deck is up to date. You can do this by pushing the Steam button, going into settings, and then just making sure there's no outstanding updates. Now, I am on the stable branch, so this isn't to do with beta or any features that are coming soon. It's just the normal stable Steam OS on the latest version. So let's jump on over to the capture card so we can have a nice clear picture, and let's get some games installed. So as I said, I'm copying them over from my NAS. This doesn't actually take that long, and the first game we're going to be looking at is The Last of Us Part 2. Now, you can use a USB memory stick if you so wish, but I just find transferring it over the network is a lot quicker. So as you can see, that folder has now copied across. Go into it, look for setup.exe, right click on it and click Add to Steam. So this is going to add it to our Steam library so we can launch it and actually install the game. Search for setup and there's that setup.exe. Click on the cog and then click on properties. Click on compatibility and then tick the box to force compatibility. We're going to select Proton Experimental. Click X and then click on play. So this is going to start the installation process just like you would on a Windows PC. The first pop-up, we're just going to click OK for English. Obviously you would select your language. Then we get to the main setup itself. Click Next. Turn the music off if you don't like it. Then we need to look for a location to install the game, so hit Browse. Click on the Z drive, then Home, then Deck, then Desktop. As you can see, the games folder is here. Obviously, if you've put it somewhere else, you would need to select that. Don't create a start menu folder, leave that ticked. Create a desktop icon, you can untick that. Now I'm going to untick all the optional languages because I just want English. I'm going to turn this off as well. Now you don't need any of this stuff to do with C++ or DirectX because it's already installed. Click Next and the installation will start. Now this can take some time, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead to when all this is done. So as we can see, that's successfully installed, and I'm just going to untick all these boxes, hit finish and then X on this. This is just going to check that everything's installed. So next we're going to go into the games folder and then go into the folder where we've installed the game. We're going to search for exe to find the launcher.exe. We're going to right click on it and add to Steam. We can now get rid of all this, and then if we launch Steam again, that old exe file, we can click on manage and then remove non-Steam from game library because we don't need that anymore. We're going to search for launcher because that's what it's called. You can rename this. We're going to do exactly the same again. We're going to go into the settings, go into properties, then we're going to go to compatibility, force compatibility, Proton Experimental. Then we can actually launch the game. Now just a little side note here, I did get this error, but if you click OK on it, it doesn't seem to affect the game in any way. It still runs, everything still works, and as you can see, the game is booting. Now I did actually load up into gameplay, but I'm not going to show it here, just this video is going to be long enough as it is. But as you can see, it's all working. Next, we're going to tackle Spider-Man 2. I've already copied it across to the desktop of the Steam Deck. We open the file and there we can see another setup.exe file. We're going to do the same, right click, add to Steam. In fact, all games that I'm showcasing in this video are done exactly the same way, but of course we'll run through it anyway. So we've added the setup.exe, we're going to search for it. And there we can see, this is why you need to delete the old one so you don't get mixed up. So click on the cog and again we're going to click properties, compatibility, force compatibility, and of course we're going to be using Proton Experimental. Click X on here, and then we're going to click play. This is going to start this setup process. Again, we're going to do everything the same way. You're going to click on next. You can turn the music off, click browse, Z drive, home, deck, and then desktop. We can see the games folder. Click OK, click next. We're going to untick all the languages we don't want. I don't want C++ or any of the bonus stuff. Click install, and then it's going to install. Now once it's all installed, we're going to do the same thing again. Untick all these checkboxes, click finish, then just click X on this. Now we're going to remove the setup.exe by going to manage and remove non-Steam game. Then we need to go to the games folder itself. We can see Marvel Spider-Man, and then we're going to look for the exe file. Now of course the best way to do this is just do a search for exe, and then we can see spiderman2.exe. I know there's two files here. Let's just pick one at random. If it doesn't work, you can always go back and select the other one. So right click on it, add to Steam. It's the exact same process as before. Open your Steam library, and we can actually move this setup to the trash because we want to keep our storage pretty good. We don't want crap sort of lying around, if you like. So we found the spiderman2.exe. We're going to go to properties, then we're going to go to compatibility. This is exactly the same. Force it, yes. Proton Experimental, perfect. Click X on this and then click play. You are done. This game is now working. Just like the other games, I did test it. Everything's working perfectly. But of course, just to save time, I just want to show you the quick intro, just so you know that the game is actually launching okay. Now, last but not least, Ghost of Tsushima. We're going to fast forward through the footage because we're going to do exactly the same as we've done with the other one. Set up exe, Proton Experimental, launch the installer. English. I'm going to turn the music off, hit next, browse, home, deck, desktop, games, click next, uninstall all the extra languages we don't want, uninstall the C++ and DirectX, install the game. Once it's finished, we'll untick all these, click X on that, remove the setup.exe, and then we'll move the install files to the trash. Find the Ghost of Tsushima exe, force compatibility, Proton Experimental again, and then we're going to launch the game. As you can see, we've got the main sort of click play to launch, then we see Sony Interactive Presents, and of course this is all working. I did get into gameplay and there's no issues whatsoever. So as you can see, that's nice and easy because there's no dependencies to install. And apart from that little error message we got on The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, everything works fine. And that error message, you just click OK and you can still play the game as normal. Now, I'm not saying every game you install won't need dependencies, because I dare say there might be some that do. If it does, go check out the old video and it goes through how to install them. But in the case of these 3 Sony games that have been ported across from the PS5, they all install without any issues. Now, as far as the game goes themselves, it is a Steam Deck at the end of the day, and it's not the most powerful thing. It's getting a little bit old now, and we could really do with a Steam Deck too. Now, if there's any games on the Steam Deck that you've been trying to install without success and you want me to have a go at it, drop me a comment below, and you never know, I might even do a video on it. So that about wraps it up for this video. Just want to give a massive thank you to iVANKY for sending out this really cool dock. And if you do enjoy my videos or you got some value from them, then please consider liking, subscribing, and then don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. I'm JP, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.